Hi everyone, I'm Ellen Jaffe Jones, former two-time Emmy-winning investigative reporter, winner of the National Press Club Award for exposing real estate fraud in Missouri, TV consumer reporter as well, which means I have your interests at heart when looking for property, or if you want me to represent you in selling yours. So we are in beautiful downtown Naples, well, a few blocks off of downtown, but I wanted to show you these amazing properties so close to downtown and about 2 blocks right now from the Gulf of Mexico. And as you might imagine, when you get this close to the Gulf waters in Naples, you are getting prime time real estate. So that's one direction. Across the street we're seeing that looks like a ficus tree when they get all spindly and windy like that. And people just take such good care of their properties when they have the money and resources to do so. So at this point we are seeing not any original structures that I can identify. These all look like teardowns, and this one is still in process there, and another one right across the street. And we are just about to cross over into the second to last street before we get to the Gulf of Mexico. But we are not that far from downtown, just 3 blocks to my north. We are now going to cross over Gulf Shore Drive, which in most cities in Florida, if you're crossing a shore street, that means you are on the very last street before you hit the Gulf of Mexico or some other equally tantalizing body of water. Now, there's something you don't see very often, a vacant lot. Don't know the story on that, and some of my clients are looking for vacant property so they can do their own thing. And if that's something of interest, please let me know. Now, the beauty of not having to deal with an HOA is you can make your house pink, just like that one, or whatever color. Some people like HOAs to regulate that kind of thing. Others do not. Living in a single family home will let you do that. But increasingly, with the growing population of Naples and other cities in Southwest Florida, you have these issues of how do you keep things consistent? How do you make everybody happy? Does everybody get to have the same roof, or can you have different roofs, like that one with the beautiful tile? Those are also better. I hope you can see that. There it is. You can see that it's really good. It doesn't go, those tiles don't go very far in a hurricane. Not that we get a whole lot here. And then you've got these other kinds of roofs that are also very good in storms. Just kind of a single structure there that is very secure, and you don't have to deal with shingles that are flying off of the roof. So as you can see now, we are on the parking lot here for the public beach. Actually, I stand corrected. Beach parking by resident pass only. So it's kind of public, kind of not. But here we are. There's a gorgeous pier down there, and you can see the classic white sand of the Gulf of Mexico. Now, a couple of things I'd like to point out. One of the things that keeps the beaches as pristine as they are is something we call dredging. And if you look right up there, you're going to see that massive, it almost looks like a ship, but it's a structure. And what it does is it dredges out the channels so that boats can get through, but it also, in some cases, will scoop up sand and reposition it, redeposit it on other places of the beaches where there is significant erosion. And you don't see it down this coastline here. We're going to look in both directions up the coast as well. So you see quite a bit of sand between the structures and the actual coastline. So not to worry that your house would go floating in the water when they are doing things like that. Of course, it all costs money, and that is part of the price you pay. Now, in some communities, they're very good about putting the addresses on the stairs that lead away from the beach, because what often happens is they'll walk for hours up and down the beach, as I have done, and sometimes you forget where you are, and it's not like you're on a street or anything like that that is clearly marked. So when you're out on the shoreline, sometimes, and it's a good thing, you lose track of all kinds of time, space, and life itself. But you can see again some of these homes that back up to the Gulf of Mexico are quite exquisite, and these trees really have withstood the test of time. Now that's this one palm tree over here that's leaning almost, it seems, into the water. If you can see at the base there, it almost came out of the ground, but the palm trees have really good root systems, so it's going to take a lot to shake them loose and to actually fall over. So the Naples Pier down there it looks like it's a little torn up from Hurricane Ian. I mean, it was right out there, but and I don't see any people out there. In fact, there are pieces of it as I look closely that are still missing. So from what I can see here, it looks like maybe the first part of it is still open and available, but the part that really sticks out in the water is not. Oh well. I mean, most of the piers here people use for fishing, so at least we're letting the fish stay in the water and repopulate. So when you look up toward the north, if you can see, like right there are some pretty significant condominium buildings and structures. So that is a totally different way of living, and with the increase in population growth here, we are seeing, of course, many more larger facilities like that to accommodate all the people who want to live here in Florida. And Naples definitely is the crown jewel, but it is also let's just say a lot more expensive. I've shared in other videos that my sister lived here for about 6 months with her retired orthopedic surgeon husband, and they still did not have enough money to be able to sustain what they viewed as a comfortable lifestyle here. Now, my sister's is no longer alive, but they have still a lot of children and grandchildren and even great-grandchildren that they're taking care of financially as well. So for them, it was not to invest a lot of their money into living here. For them, it was okay just to live elsewhere in Florida that maybe is not so close to the beach, like not at all close to the beach. But for some Midwesterners like myself and others, just being in a warm climate is wonderful. And we don't necessarily care that we are not living right next to the water. Maybe living a few blocks away, living a few miles away, or in my case, 6.2 miles away. I looked at that when Hurricane Ian was predicted to come into Sarasota, and you never want to say that you're glad somebody else got hit, but thankfully it did not come up our driveway as was predicted, and so it really did not cause much damage where we were. But the point is, you just have to kind of take some calculated risk when you move here, trying to figure out, where, as one of my friends calls it, hurricane roulette, where the hurricane billiard is going to land is anybody's guess. So that's what insurance is for, and hopefully you have enough financial reserves that if you are hit, your life is spared, and it's only material stuff. People love to drive in their golf carts here, such a thing, really big golf carts. I wanted to give you a closer look at this cable roof just to show you how pretty it is and how sturdy it is, if you can kind of get a feel for that if you get any big winds or storms here. So I'm going to close it out. If you found value in this, I hope you will like and subscribe and smash the notification button so you can be sure you don't miss a single edition. Finally, using my Emmy-winning TV reporting abilities to bring you the best of Florida real estate. so that you can start dreaming like all of us did at one point to find your place in paradise. And sometimes I think the palm fronds whispering in the winds are even more romantic and fun and beautiful than being close to the water. But if you're stuck somewhere in the cold and the snow, as I hear from so many of my clients who say, just send us sunshine, just send us something, I hope you have really enjoyed this. And if I can help you get here in some form or fashion, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you have any questions about the properties you're viewing on my real estate website, ellenjaffejones.com, don't hesitate to ask, because no question is too small or too stupid, right? All right, everyone, gotta run. Have a great rest of the day, and let me know if I can help you. Thank you for watching.